No. Like this. But hold on. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me. I don't like this. I want you need to be oh shit. You need to be sitting up. Like at an angle or something. Crazy. Definitely. Okay, I guess we're just gonna hold it. So I wanted to talk to y'all. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, great. Hi. So I wanted to talk to y'all because I was walking, because y'all know a bitch gotta walk. I don't care what I got going on. We need 10,000 steps completed each day, period. So I'm sitting over here and I'm like, you know what? One thing that I learned today was I've learned generosity. And I think today's the new moon. I think it's the new moon. And one of the things that I realized is the fact of that you want to be around someone that has a generous spirit. I don't mean an egotistic spirit. I don't mean none of that. One of the biggest characteristics of a Leo that they have to be cautious of is that they were born with a gift of generosity. Aquarius have this too, but they have to feel, how can I explain this? Aquarius have to feel a lot for you to be generous to you. Leos have to they are generous to people out of recognition. And so, of course that means there's healing or whatever. And I told you guys, as we go from the moon to the sun, the biggest question is how much have you healed? So I'm sitting here walking and I'm realizing like one of the things that I think the world needs to heal from is the illusion of generosity. And I feel like that's why we are in this very transactional, very, it's not selfish. It's selfish, but it's not that. It's stubborn, but it's more you're in this bubble of hurt. Okay? And so since everybody's in this bubble of hurt, that's what's causing them to be very transactional. Like very much so, if I give you 25, you know who's very nitpicky when it comes to money is Geminis. Geminis can be very nitpicky. Like Geminis, I don't want to say Virgos, but people that are very over analytical, they'll be like, oh, you could just sell me $1.07. Why the fuck would I sell you $1.07? Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I'll just pay for something else. You know what I mean? And so that's what the world is under. That's the casting spell that we're under. You know what I'm saying? And so because everybody looks like that, that's the energy that everybody is basically putting out there. And because they're putting that energy out there, there seems to be a highlight on it where most people were utilizing old past situations, traumatic experiences as healing. Healing, you see what I'm saying? What's happened is it's turned them bitter, okay? What's also happened is that their bitterness has turned them to being very entitled, okay? I posted a video yesterday on TikTok and I was like, the age of Aquarius have people having a very illusion of rejection. And everybody's like, oh, what you mean, what you mean, what you mean? And I was like, the illusion of rejection. It's basically saying, I accept it. No, I don't accept what you're doing, but I respect it. You see what I'm saying? And so many people are not getting that. They are used to people breaking them down, talking shit about them. You know what I'm saying? Trying to force their boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Trying to force their hand like, oh no, if I say no, they're so used to being manipulated. Okay? So many people are so used to being manipulated. And because they're so used to being manipulated, they're having a hard time with this new energy because the new energy says, I'm not gonna manipulate you to agree with me or be on one accord with me. Okay? It's hard for people to dissect. People rather be manipulated into persuasion or be manipulated into their boundaries being crossed because it makes them feel important. Okay? They want their boundaries to be crossed because in their mind, it shows them that the illusion of rejection, they're not being rejected. And because people see rejection as a no, like no, they don't see people saying, they don't see the rejection of someone consciously telling them your boundaries don't mean shit. Okay? You're gonna have to listen. People don't see that as rejection. They see it as, well, if you wanna fuck with me, you'll find a way. So what happens is people manipulate them into in the ways that they will accept because now what they see is the manipulation as work. People see the manipulation as work because of the fact of it's like, okay, well, you're working for me. You're working, you have effort. That's not what's happening. There's a spirit of generosity that is going around, and when you are around people that lack generosity, you will see their bitterness. You will see their bitterness. You'll see it. This new moon has so much generosity around it, and it's a test. Everybody right now is going through a test. Because Mars was in Leo, everybody's ambition and drive was towards their ego. The sun is in Leo now, it's all ego. Everybody's trying to satisfy something that is literally temporary. And then you mad because you got rejected by somebody, I understand now. If somebody rejected me, I wouldn't be hurt about it. I mean, that's their choice, not mine. I mean, why would I be upset? Come on, Kevin, listen to the message or get out, okay? You see a bitch is walking. Shut up. Like, shut up. Damn. Bitch over here trying to exercise and get the downloads out. You over here fucking typing. Shut up. Anywho, like I was saying, bitch over here walking and tired shit and then motherfucking in comment bullshit. Shut up. So, like I was saying, people are in an illusion. It's a very sad illusion, but it's a needed illusion. Because, hear me out. If Jupiter is in Cancer, okay, Jupiter being in Cancer is basically expanding the mind of the nurturing and the mothering you need. You need it, okay? A lot of people, they can't see it, but they're acting like grown children. Literally, they're acting like grown children, okay? And the thing about it is, here's the part that's gonna really fuck y'all up. Everybody that you see that's in this energy of bitterness, they want direction. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. They want direction. But the direction that they want is to be enabled in the path that they are in currently. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. They want enabling in the path that they are in currently. They don't want direction in the path of accountability. See, I'm noticing this because I know that there's a test of generosity going on. And I couldn't put my finger on it because I'm battling with myself. When you can't accept and appreciate a generous spirit, the Lord will test you with something that will excite your flesh. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. When you can't acknowledge, notice, and see a generous spirit, the Lord will test you with something that excites your flesh. Yes, yes. And why he does that is because if you can't notice and identify true generosity, that means that that energy within you that you're trying to say, I attracted this, I'm worthy of this, is a mask. It's a mask. You're performing. Your authentic self is not showing in that shit. No, okay. So you want to fake the funk? You you want to play like you're a lime? Bet. I'm going to align you with the generous spirit you think you want. You think is generous. It's happening. I'm going to use Jackie and Chantel as an example. Her mom had her on the show before, whatever. And that was her being generous, you know? The producers of the show decided to bring her on, right? Bring her on. Now she on the show. She decides, instead of removing herself from the connection with her mother, she wants to bombard a show that her mother is an OG on, just so she can ruin her reputation out of her own lack of healing of her hurt. Okay? The generosity that her mother basically said, like, look, it is what it is. I was a bad mom, But now you want to come on the show, try to make everybody see I'm a bad mom. But you're too old now. You look crazy, right? And so Jackie did an interview, and Jackie was like, you know, the fact that me and my daughter are filming together now is very toxic. It's very toxic. It's a toxic environment. And what I think is so funny is the fact of that the publicity that Chantel is receiving at this time, nobody is siding with my girl. And the women that are siding with her, if I could be honest with you, you as well are holding on to hurt. Instead of placing better boundaries, you are still in that position as a little girl that wants her mother to show up for her. You are one of those women that are still acting as a child in situations that you're an adult, you have free will, and you want your mother to step up. Period. The other daughter don't talk to Jackie. Chantel can't separate herself. I'm using them as an example because that's what's going on in the world. The world can't separate themselves from the toxic nurturing and toxic love and the toxic, they can't do it. So many women are so beat down and badgered and hurt by everything that happened in the past. But let's be honest, all that shit is character development. It's character development, okay? You're a better person because of what you went through. I don't care what anybody says. If you constantly look at things from the past as it's something that's just so bad, so far-fetched, baby, did you really learn what you needed to learn? So, I'm sitting here and I'm walking, I just realized, you know what? It's generosity. And he's gonna show you generosity in all forms, through all people. Hey y'all, he's gonna show you through all forms and all people in this season. Because remember, Leos are a child of God. They needed to stop acting like peasants. What are the world acting like right now? Peasants. Yep. I said, I get it now. I get it. If you let your ego lead during this time, you're gonna see what real generosity is. You're gonna see what real love is. You're gonna see, and I don't mean that in a funny way. I mean that in a way of, okay, you think the grass is green on the other side? Okay, go ahead. Everybody's ego is leading them to where they deserve. So what I would tell you to do, check that ego. Check that ego. When you want something, do you want it out of ego? Do you want it out your soul? When you do something, are you doing it out of ego or are you doing it out of your soul? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really think this is a game to play with because, Leos also have a little bit of you need to take this shit seriously. A very powerful presence. I feel like sometimes Leos don't take shit seriously because Leo rules the fifth house of inner child. They're like big kids. I'm a child of God. I don't have to do that. God is talking outside of everybody right now. He ain't got time to talk to you no more. I was watching this sermon and she was like, she said, you're going to be doing something and God going to call your name. Club and be like, you going to be dancing? You're going to be like, I'm sorry, John. I got to go. Somebody call my name. Your name is going to be called. Your energy is going to be called. And you need to go to what you're being called to. He no longer talking to you directly. He talking outside of you. Because, children are a product of, okay? So, can y'all hear me now? I got on Wi-Fi. Okay. Are we clear? Can we hear me without any skills? Okay, bet. Bet. Okay, boom. All right, so I'm trying to get you guys to utilize the energy to understand that the Lord is talking to you outside of you. So when I say that the Lord is talking outside of you, how does that look, right? So let's say you talk to God about something, you prayed about something, other people are now verifying things outside of you, okay? This is how he has to work. You can't, because Leos need recognition, they need words of affirmation. That is the love language, okay? Let me go ahead and let y'all in on a little secret. Because Leos are the sun, the heart is coming to play right now, right? And I told you, don't think it, feel it. If you're thinking about it, let the shit go. There are so many different thoughts. There are so many different things that are coming to kill your spirit of the mind. I promise you. It's so many things, so many negative thoughts, so many scenarios being put in your mind to trigger you and throw you off. Dead it. If you don't feel it here, you thinking it here, dead it. I'm serious. Mercury's in retrograde in Leo. Everything is triggering to the ego. I told you guys in 2 videos ago, somebody come back from the past, ignore that shit. I meant that shit with ideas, energy, thoughts, all that shit. If it's about things you cannot control, dead it. I'm telling you, it's trying to trigger your ego. It wants you to act out of your ego. Your ego. Like, I don't know how much more to say. Like, you can tell the collective is being driven so bad by ego. And you don't want to be driven by ego right now. Being driven by ego is literally going to put you somewhere you shouldn't be. You don't got no business over there. Ego is what? Evolving gracefully over time. So right now, God is trying to get you to evolve. Your ego has to be redefined, refurbished, re-brought to life, rebooted, recalibrated through love. Simple. A Leo becomes at their best form when they are self-confident, they're generous, they're beautiful, mind, body, and soul. They're bold and they're courageous. That's a Leo's best form. 5 best forms. If you have Leo placements, you know when you hit them five things, you know you touching gold. Life gets easier for you now. When you have self-confidence, beauty, come on, come on, generosity, come on. Because that self-confidence comes up, you don't need the fake recognition from people. You don't need the validation, external validation from people. I think right now, the ego is moving off of external hold on. I feel like the ego is trying to manipulate you into a lot of external validation. I believe that. The ego is trying to keep you in a place where you need to be validated through external validation. So, in order to get you off of the train of needing to be validated externally, God's going to speak outside of you. You know, you don't never register something until somebody else say it. A song might be playing in your head, don't never register until you hear it outside. Things don't never register until, because you know why? It was in your subconscious. Hold on, y'all. It was in your subconscious. Now when things are brought outside of you, your conscious mind clocks it quickly. I don't know how many times my subconscious has said something. I'm just like, whatever. If you are subconsciously thinking about things and it doesn't resonate or it doesn't confirm consciously, it's ego. External validation, it's a lie. It's trying to kill your confidence, kill your spirit. And you know why? It's all stemming down from fear. Fear of vulnerability, fear of intimacy, fear of closeness, fear of truth, fear of what's being shined upon. I think so many people are so used to negative shit happening in their life that so many things are highlighting in good ways, and they're saying, I don't want that. You got too much good stuff highlighting. You got the spotlight on so many good things in my life. I don't want that, because where there's good, something can come and mess it up. That is a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. This energy is too much. It's too much because of the fact that it's just like, damn, this energy is a buzzkill. This energy is a fucking buzzkill. Motherfuckers out here parading their happiness, they confident, they determined, they beautiful on the inside and out, they generous, and everything about this energy is like, you're generous, you're happy, you're confident. Like, damn. Evil world we live in. Evil world we live in. I just thought about that shit, like generosity. You're a good spirit. You don't never know how. Y'all don't think people don't know they flaws. And I think I need to hear this for myself. Hold on. Okay. I gotta take accountability right now. Y'all don't know that people know about their flaws. People know where they're struggling in life right now. People know where they're not meeting the threshold. They know. But I just want to let y'all know, like I said, I think I said this in July's Wisdom, or maybe I said it before July's Wisdom, when I was basically saying, like, don't shit on people. Don't shit on them. Don't shit on people. I'm telling you now, if y'all don't remain aligned, don't remain aligned. But y'all better not shit on people right now. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker did you dirty or not. Don't shit on them. I don't give a fuck people been hating on you all their life. Don't shit on them. Why do I say that? People's actions towards you, or no, people's actions around you. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Let me get my words right. A lot of people need to understand that you are taking other people's actions and flaws personal. Y'all know I'm going to be like, yeah, fuck them. But I'm telling you right now, it's because Jupiter's in Cancer. You're taking their fundamentals and their lessons. You're taking it. You know what I'm saying? You're taking it personal. You're taking it as a personal hit to your character, and that's not it. With Saturn and Aries, it's still teaching you that you need to have discipline as an individual. You still need to be your own person. Your loyalty still needs to be with self. But I wouldn't run too fast. I think a lot of people don't realize that connections take work. Being an influencer takes work. Putting yourself out there, it takes work. The key to getting somewhere is going through entitlement. Entitlement has to be healed through embarrassment. You might not want to see it this way, but it's the truth. You being so entitled to success, you're going to have to embarrass yourself a little bit. And it might not even be that big of a deal to you, but to other people, but to you, you feel like shit. You feel stupid. It's because you are so entitled to success. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Keep going. Everybody that's going through this wave, good or bad, keep going. See where it gets you. And another reason I say this is because I was watching the sermon, and the lady said, why don't you just keep walking right? You'll walk right, you walking with purpose. And she kept saying the word. She was like, purpose. I went to a Pilates class, and I'm doing the exercises. Damn, every limb on my body is burning. And the lady's like, you know what? Keep going, ladies. Keep going, ladies. Count me down, ladies. She said, remember, purpose. I said, okay now. Okay now. Okay, I get it. When I'm talking to 6 people, 10 people, I gotta forget purpose. I know it take a lot. I know, because I know it's gonna take me a while to do this. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna take me a while to do something. Because I refuse to get on the gimmick of how to get to where I wanna go. I'm not doing it. I got other shit to do. I'm not finna sell my soul just so I can live up to a standard on social media. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do it. We're not doing that. So I'm telling you, hold on. Give it 2 seconds. Do not shit on people. Jesus, spitting when I say it. Do not shit on people. I'm telling y'all. I promise y'all. You shitting on somebody that is about to have a glow up any time that the Lord takes someone down is because of the fact that he's trying to teach them something. Don't ever think that everybody's lessons got shit to do with you. Don't shit on people. Don't shit on people. And it's because Jupiter's in Cancer. Your energy's too pure. Your energy's too grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't shit on people. Speak your truth. Set your boundaries. But don't shit on people. Don't leave connections out of what other people are going through. I'm telling you, you can't beat the spirit of generosity. Look, I'm seeing it with my own 2 eyes right now, and I'm having to work with myself. God has told me this outside of myself multiple times. Multiple times. And I play around with it because I know the truth, but my ego just be like, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. My ego be like, no. But something in my soul, when I pray for it to be removed, it don't go nowhere. It don't go nowhere. I think y'all got to realize that when you praying for something and it don't go nowhere, there's a reason for it. How about you detach from the reason? When you telling God, move this, please, 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 you begging. You begging. We don't beg in prayer. Begging in prayer is desperation. Why are you so desperate to get this removed out your life? Why? How you know it's not a lesson you need to learn? You know how many times I beg God to get a man out of my life? Beg God to get me out of a situation. I ain't get the fuck about that situation until I released why I was trying to get out of it. Release begging. Release what I needed to learn. Sometimes you gotta sit in your shit. I think that's another thing God is trying to tell everybody. That's why he's saying, don't shit on people. I'm taking them through something. I'm using you through something. Y'all forget the North Node is in Pisces. You can dress up whatever you want to dress it up. You can dress up however you want to dress the situation up. The main point, the point of the matter is that shit is above you. The karmic balance is above you. I want to talk about the McDonald's girl. But I know folks ain't ready to hear what I got to say. They about to be dancing. They don't want to hear what I got to say, but I got to tell y'all. Okay. Hold on. Let's see where we at. Okay. We only got a couple more steps till it's 10,000. Okay. I want to start by saying this. If you know you don't see death, if you know you can't open your mind up about death, then just leave now, okay? Because what I'm about to say is gonna sound very, you trying to justify. I'm not justifying. It's just the truth, okay? For the record, this is not a dissing record. It's just the truth. That lady that worked at McDonald's and the co-worker that worked at McDonald's were an example of mother wounds, okay? And it's also an example of how people pay karmic debt through others. The McDonald's manager comes from a background of women that show love through nice, nasty, and bullying. Very mean girl. The co-worker, she comes from a background of women that take beatings from other women, okay? What she physically did in the world is not a good thing. What she did in the spiritual aspect was basically demolish both lineages of that pain and hurt, okay? Mental illness is real. Okay, I'm not justifying what the girl did, but I'm telling you that was a karmic closing of that. All that fake shit, all that animosity, she picked on that girl because she felt the projection. She emotionally threw up on that girl because she was the odd one. In the past, she's been the odd one. And it's just something that it made her more vulnerable to be picked on. We see this every day. Motherfuckers be in groups of people. One person just pick on that person. You can't figure out, like, why you go fucking with that girl? You go fucking with the girl never did shit to you. See? That comes from people seeing a version of them that was picked on when they were in that position as well. But see, the issue behind it is that cycle continues and they basically chuck it up to character development, chuck it up to becoming a woman, chuck it up to that's normal. It's not. I'm telling you now, this is recorded. I am not justifying what the girl did. I am telling you on a spiritual level what she did. When she's in jail, she will never feel remorse. She will never feel remorse. I'm gonna say it again. She will never feel remorse People thinking right now, she being funny. She's saying her rap name and oh, she's not. She's going through the stages of her past lives. Right now, she's in a void. She doesn't feel shit. She doesn't feel shit. I don't care what y'all say. The girl don't feel shit. Okay? There's a part of her, because Uranus is in Gemini, the bad twin or the dark twin is very proud, very happy. But because the twins aren't speaking, she looks very simple-minded right now. Oh, people call me so-and-so Phoenix Rising. Why do y'all think that that's what that girl called herself? No shade, no tea. Phoenix Rising, we all know what Phoenix Rising means. Literally. I don't think y'all get it. We all know what Phoenix Rising means. Okay? Her intention of stabbing, okay, 15 times, 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay? That's harmony. That's balance. All right? That lady is a mother. Just hear me out. That lady was a mother of children. Because it's so bad. And I really hope, and I pray, I really do. I put this on everything. I pray that the absence of her brings healing to her children in some way. I know that sounds crazy because you're like, what? How kids gonna not deal with their mother? I'm not gonna lie, sometimes motherhood is not for every woman. And because motherhood is not for every woman, majority of the time, a lot of children are better off without their mom than anything. I pray her absence is healing and that they find the nurturing love that they need. Because she also has a toxic mindset of, I go out and get it. I put food on the table, y'all got clothes on y'all back, I put a roof for y'all head. But that does not make her a good mom. That didn't make her a good woman. I'm telling y'all, the girl killed a karmic lesson. She killed a karmic thing. It's deep. It's deep. When people do things through murder, okay, that deads it. That's fire energy, okay? When it's a pew or it's a whoo, okay, those are actions. That's literally warlike mentality. And because Uranus is in Gemini, people are acting out of the twin that needs the releasing the most. When they do things, their mind is set and fixated, because you got to think about it. Gemini is a mutable sign. It's adapting to the environment or the energy that it's in. So if it's adapting, meaning that I told you both twins gotta talk, or they're gonna look fraternal, right? If it's adapting to different energy and different environments, it's not happening at a slow pace. It's happening at a very rapid pace, okay? You could probably say, well, why didn't she take this to HR? And why didn't she talk? Because Uranus in Gemini, the girl said, I'm about to take it to hell. Whichever side of the energy, whichever twin needs to be released is the one that's going to show the actions, okay? So when I'm telling you guys to seek a generous spirit within you, to identify and embrace it through another, this is why. This is why. This is the same lady that probably would have bullied you and then, you know what I'm saying, like picked on you about some bullshit. You're at work. They're working. They're not friends. They're at work. This girl's trying to make her an honest living. She picking on her at work. I don't think people are understanding that. At work. The girl was at work. She wasn't at home. This wasn't a lady that lived in her neighborhood. The lady would target her at her place of employment that she gained money for her time. That side of her lineage was over it. Over it. They were over being punished and getting their time wasted, and getting their time and money and mental health taken from. That part of her lineage was over it. Do she deserve to go to jail? Hell yeah. Is she gonna be in jail? Hell yeah. Is she gonna be okay? Yes. Like, I don't know. I know people don't want to hear that shit, but the girl gonna be perfectly fine. The girl's gonna be perfectly fine. She didn't do it out of ill intent. She didn't do it out of revenge. That's why I said a lot of people not ready to hear that. Because they basically sound like I'm saying like, oh, you're just saying murder's good. No, I didn't say that. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what's behind it. The polarities behind it. That part of her lineage was tired. She's going to jail, yes. She's gonna be perfectly fine in there. My biggest thing is, what's gonna happen, to be honest with you, either she's gonna learn a better way to conduct herself, or she'll keep doing it. She'll do it in there. She don't have shit else to lose. She got ancestors in her basically telling her like, you don't have nothing to lose no more. It's an evil world we live in. You know what I'm saying? Even though they always say nice niggas don't win. The world is not fair. So even when you go into shit and you let them negative, you don't transmute that energy, that anger from your ancestors, because the North Node is in Pisces. If you don't transmute that shit, you gonna do some shit that you can't get out of. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta tell the goon of ancestors, you take care of that. You take care of that. I don't want shit to do with that. You take care of that. But you take care of that. You know, that's why I always tell people, I don't need revenge over you. My ancestors will tear your ass up. I will walk away from the situation hands up. Because see, I don't want to suffer in the physical. If they're spiritual forms, I don't want to be the one to suffer. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I'm pretty sure she was told, you know what I'm saying, stand down. You know what I'm saying, we'll take care of it, but the energy too strong. That's why when people that prey on people, like predator mentality, rapists, molesters, child abusers, it's because they were victims. They fight the urge from their past, a past life, and sometimes they can't overcome it. You know how many people that have been raped or have been SA'd, that they have to fight that urge to not do it to another person? Once they kill that urge, they'll never do it. Even when the thought comes, they'll push it out their mind. Most people want to have the upper hand. The power was stolen, they want to steal it back. That's exactly, I'm telling y'all, that's why that girl would never feel remorse. In her mind, she feel like she stole the power back. Deep in her heart, she feel like she has the upper hand. People not ready to accept that. You're looking at it too surface level. You're looking at it too surface level, Bookie. You're looking at it too surface level. Murder is bad. Murder is bad. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Murder is bad. But there's also a part of it that in her spirit, she feels validated for it. Sad. I'm telling y'all, it's an evil world we live in. Very scary world we live in. Especially at the times that we're in, it's gonna get even scarier because so many people are not able to fight. They're not able to fight it. It's scary. I feel so, I don't even feel relieved. I'm not happy. I'm not like, what the hell? They out there doing the fucking most. Hold on, y'all. Oh no, this must be the smoker section. I don't want to smell that. Hold on. Ooh, it's hot out here. Hold on. Oh, girl, it's jumping outside. Everybody outside and they mama. But, yeah. It's an evil world we live in. It's a sad world we live in. But I'm just letting y'all know, them folks, they don't feel regret. They don't feel remorse. You have to be able to fight whatever urge you feel like, No. And y'all know me. To be stiff on a hoe. Stiff on a bed. But not right now. Everybody's fighting the urges. Everybody's fighting not just urges from, you know, everybody's not fighting like the urges of like, it's not normal. Like you're not fighting the urges of like not eating a chocolate bar or, you know what I'm saying? Like this is because it wants to kill your spirit of generosity. All this shit just wants to do is kill your spirit of generosity. People are so they're overly consumed with how everything adds up. If I gave you 30 apples, whatever, you owe me $30. You only paid 10 cents for every one of them. So you really only paid $3. And you want $30 because you feel like, well, I put the hard work into actually getting the apples and bringing the apples to you. I deserve that. That's not it. The generosity. Now, I'm not saying charge your worth, but right now there are a lot of people that they cannot consume the energy of generosity. They're trying to overconsume an energy of lack, and it's sad because of the fact that you were not born. I don't know at what point in life that we turn off that generous spirit. I don't know. All this is coming from a people-pleasing ways, which also makes me think of like, you know, how I was talking about like the people that are avoidant. It's like all this is being highlighted into one, and it's making it a really big realization. And the core of it was generosity. Because, you know, I feel like over the last couple months, we just been dissecting information. We just keep going, you know what I'm saying? We just keep going. You know what I'm saying? We keep talking about like stop avoiding things. We keep talking about like, okay, how we need to move on things. We keep talking about how we need to open ourselves up, how we need to release control. And I'm just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? There has to be like a middle dot. Like there has to be a core of the reason why we have to keep breaking all these things down. And, you know, like what I thought about is the fact of like when you think of a house, you know what I'm saying? Like they might break the house down, but they might start to break the house down from the top floor to the bottom floor. And so when I think about it like that, that's exactly what's happening in the world. Because, you know what I'm saying, we don't went through the whole movement of women. You know what I'm saying? Women like, oh, we need to get what we deserve. We deserve better. But it's like, okay, if you deserve better, be better. Boom. Okay, you decide to be better. Boom. How can you be better and still punish those that have nothing to do with your pain for your traumatic experiences? So therefore, you decided to be better to what? Shit on the people that have nothing to do with your traumatic past? You're shitting on invisible people. People are shitting on exes that are already going through their karma. So you shitting on people you shitting on people that were actually more benefiting you than harming you. You were harming yourself. And I think that's the lack of accountability, once again, that our world is going through. Simple. It's a sad world we live in, but that's the fucking truth. People are punishing the world for their past traumatic experiences. It's beyond projecting at this point. There is a bad energy about it. You know what I'm saying? And this is going for like this, I'm not even talking about collectively like the people, relationships, love. I'm even talking about the fucking world. I'm talking about the fucking world. I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about the people upstairs, downstairs, in the basement, around the corner, the aliens, the animals. People are wanting to basically shit on people. You're shitting on ghosts. Yeah. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, people are shitting on ghosts. You're shitting on people that literally have been put to rest. It's not even disrespectful at this point. You just look delusional. That's why it's like one thing that I probably would just advise for you to do is I would just ask God to continue to be like, hey, just allow me to see what generosity looks like through your eyes. Allow me to feel what generosity is, because what you think it is and what it really is not the same thing. God is testing a lot of people through different seasons. You will never know a person until my dad has always said this. My granddaddy has always said this. He always said this, and it didn't make no sense until I literally just started to think about it. He said, you will never know a person, and I've said this. I've said this, but it came from him, me teaching y'all. And I remember telling Geminis this a couple years ago. I said, the reason why you couldn't find true connections in life is because, Geminis, is because people hadn't seen you in all 4 seasons. People saw Geminis when they had money. People saw Geminis when they were happy, saw Geminis when they were doing things, but they never saw Gemini when they were broke. They never saw a Gemini when a Gemini was on their ass, homeless, poor, sad, angry. They never saw that. So because people never saw Geminis through all their 4 seasons, they didn't know how to deal with them. So then what it also revealed is the fact of that people they only liked you and loved you through a season that was more beneficial to them. My granddad always said that. He said, you don't never know a person until you see it through all 4 seasons. And I used to be like, what the fuck does that mean? And then it made me think of what I said the other day when I was like, the world might be going through a summer, but somebody might be going through a winter. A lot of y'all going through spring. Some of y'all going through summers. Some of y'all going through winters. Some of y'all going through falls, autumn, whatever. You going through a season. Even in the midst of everybody else going through a season, you are personally going through your own season. Don't shit on nobody in this season. Because boy, when them fucking tables turn, you going to be looking fucking dumb. You going to be looking fucking dumb. Slam that door like that. You're going to be looking fucking dumb. You're going to be upset. You're going to be angry. You're going to be trying to get it back. And it's not going to work. If people aren't living up to the standards, then cut them off. Cut them off out of pure love and just peace for yourself. But I'm telling you, I think a lot of situations are being tested because if you read what the devil says, and it's so funny. I'm gonna read this part to y'all out of Outwitting the Devil. I read it and it literally confirmed what the Bible said about like how the devil don't like pairs. The devil don't like two people together because two people together, okay, so I'm gonna try to summarize it the best I can. In one of the pages, the devil was basically telling Napoleon why he couldn't touch him no more. And he was like, well, why can't you touch me no more, basically? And he was like, because your wife. He was like, well, what does my wife have to do in anything? He was like, because you think of the ways of your wife. And I started thinking, I was like, that sounds like something like the Bible say, like the devil don't like two, the devil don't like pairs, because you can control one man's mind if he doesn't have the validation from another. Now, think about it. If two people are talking and they validate each other with the same mind and the same concept and the same thought process and morals, the devil can't overcome that. So now you have the devil's energy in a non-believer, right? If one non-believer to two believers, that non-believer will then be corrupted because one can vouch for the other, right? When there's two non-believers with one believer, there's twice the power to become a non-believer. You ever been around somebody that y'all be positive and you know what I'm saying, somebody negative come and the other person, they start to feel very weary all of a sudden, they're not as confident anymore? But see, if you're there, you're help validating, you're reassuring, you're reaffirming, now you guys are a pair of strength. So then you can tell that negative person, fuck on with all that. Fuck on with all that. Fuck on with all that. That's why right now, shut this off. Open this up. This is a compass. This will teach you. This will show you where to go true north. I promise you, it'll drag you. It'll drag you. It'll drag you who to be nice to. It'll drag you to who to talk to. It'll drag you who to help. It'll drag you to reassure, who to love, who to accept. I'm telling you, and one way it's going to confirm is the fact of that these are attached to this. Do y'all remember me saying that y'all have to listen with your eyes? These are attached to this. When these hear something that makes this go fuzzy, you'll know. And God will reassure and reaffirm it outside of you. Yeah. Anytime, I'm telling you, anytime you feel the energy of like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Watch. Anything you hear that's actually aligned with you, you're gonna feel it through here. And the first thing you're gonna do is roll your eyes. You're gonna say, "Oh, that's not true. That's a lie. Whatever." Okay, bet. Watch. This new moon different. This new moon was powerful as fuck because it basically said like, I'm about to let you in on a little secret. I remember this lady I used to work at a Walmart, and she used to always be like, "Let me let you in on a little secret." And I think she was a Leo. She was. She used to be like, "Let me let you in on a little secret. Let me let you in on a little secret." I feel like the universe just said, "I'm gonna let you in on a little secret," and the secret is so real. The secret is literally like, oh, it's a secret that if you would have heard it before it was actually time for you to hear it, you'd forget about it, or you wouldn't understand it, or you whatever. Like, I'm telling you, this energy that I'm talking to you right now, like, you know what I'm saying, it might hit everybody at different times, different paces, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to hound you information and just tell you, "Oh, you gonna get it right now, you gonna get it right now." But I'm telling you, you're gonna be going through life over the course of Leo season, and we're gonna do an August wisdom next week. Look how fast time is going. I also want to tell y'all about that whole, I think I talked about it in the last live, but I want to make sure I reiterate what I said. I said I knew timelines were switching when I was one place and it was nothing major. And then the next thing I knew, the shit was in fucking flooding. It was water everywhere and motherfuckers was sinking. Time is not going slow anymore. It's going quite fast. So it's trying to get everybody to understand that you got bigger fish to fry. And the deeper that we get into the vibes and the deeper that we get into what's going on in the world, the more they're going to let us in on a lot of little secrets. Because a lot of these little secrets basically would chomp over everything that you fear and everything that you want to release. And I think that because we want to take the easy way out, or we're used to taking the easy way out, or we accept the easy way of doing things, I think that because we're getting the information in waves like this, you know what I'm saying, most people they're gonna shrug it off. Oh, whole time this is very valuable information. I said, generosity, that's a crazy thing to come up. Like, I said, why is that the word to come up with? And the first thing I kept hearing is because y'all don't know generosity, and you don't know generosity. A lot of us didn't grow up with generous parents. A lot of us didn't grow up with people, especially in the black community. Generosity was we all found out that our generous spirits were actually being manipulated into fraud. Y'all don't want me to get on that topic, child. Generosity was being manipulated into fraud. You being generous to help some motherfucker is fraud. It's fraudulent. Scamming. Liar. So, information, the details come to you. The details of the situation are going to come to you. Geminis don't seek information. Virgos don't seek information. They look, you know what I'm saying? They research is based off something that you said. It got to come to them. It don't make sense. That don't make sense. I need more information. And any time that a Gemini or Virgo goes to look for information, they normally don't get exactly what they need, the supporting documents. They are big on details. Mercury's big on details. How is it being presented verbally to them? So watch that spirit, watch that energy. Y'all gonna see you gonna be like, this is some bullshit. This motherfucker is crazy. You're gonna be you're gonna be more appalled. Like, you got me out here trying to seek information. You got me out here trying to seek, you know what I'm saying, seek all this extra stuff. I'm not finna go looking for this. The details will come to me. And the reason why the details will come to you is because of the what? Generosity. People that have generous spirits will be doing a lot of words of affirmation. They want to make sure that you know, that they know, that you know, that they know. What they say is what they mean. They words They words touch your heart, not your head. Always remember that. Always remember that. When you're going through what you're going through, they words touch your heart, not your head. So Hold on. I wonder what you call it. Is there some over here? No, y'all don't have any more peanut butter and jelly? That ended? Yeah. Huh? But hold on. I should be lying. I just want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Who I gotta say I work for me? Who I work with, girl? The fuck? The peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Girl, I just told you I was at the gym. Damn, oh, people be so aggravating. Literally telling them, I'm like, huh? Cause girl. Okay. Anywho, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. I'll tell y'all later everything, okay? Love y'all. Bye.